Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, friends. So actually the technique that we're going to do today, it doesn't really have a name, but what I wanted to focus on was cultivating what it is that you really need. And who doesn't need more love, peace, calm, ease in their lives? And so we'll begin by breathing and quieting the mind. And it's fine if your mind races. It's fine if you're the person that's like, I cannot meditate because I just can't quiet, right? That's okay. It's not a problem. People find that all the time. But I'm going to give you something to focus on. And that's going to kind of act as a tether and an anchor to bring your attention back as you get distracted. Okay. So the only thing that you have to do right now is allow yourself to just be here with an open mind. So, if you're seated on the ground, you want to be sure that your knees are in line with your hips. And so, feel free to sit up on something, feel free to sit in a chair. You can lie down, but I would encourage you not to fall asleep. So, that's why we encourage you to sit up for these particular techniques. You could take your hands underneath of your glutes. Lift them up and root down through the sit bones and grow that spine nice and tall. You can sit up against a wall or the chair, the back of the chair behind you. That's fine, and then grow that spine tall so the crown of the head lifts up towards the sky. From here, the shoulders are nice and easy on the back. You could close your eyes. That helps me to stay tuned in a little deeper. But if you need to open your eyes, that's fine. I would just encourage you to look at something that's not me, that may not be your screen, maybe something that doesn't move, that doesn't really cause an emotional response. And so from here, my friends, we just tune in to the breath, kind of welcoming ourselves to this space. Feel free to get a little bit of movement in if you want to before you come to stillness. Maybe sigh out some exhales if you want to. You may already be having a response to the information I just gave you, and that's okay. So, just a couple exhales to just kind of settle in. And what I'd like you to do in order to begin is by tuning your attention to the breath, to that inhale as the breath comes in and the exhale as the breath leaves. And so all you're doing is observing that breath. It's called breath awareness. If you or someone you know is pregnant, sitting up is fine. You can also place some pillows behind you and lean back just a little bit. So a little reclined is fine. Honestly, wherever it is that you are comfortable, legs can be open, that's fine. Breath awareness is typically the first technique I come to anytime I'm feeling a certain way that is not at ease. I'll just begin to notice my breath. And what I love about this technique is that it quiets the drama. And so, my friends, in this practice, I'm going to call out a word. You can repeat it audibly or silently, or just let it fall on you. Just hear it and let yourself respond to it. Peace. The word is peace. Just saying it softens you. There's space and length in the word. Those of you who are visual might begin to see pictures in your mind of what peace looks like. Those of you who are more feelers might feel pieces of what peace feels like. Those of you who are the intellectual figure outer type, you might have to repeat this to get your body and brain on board with it. Peace. And when the doubt sets in, when the snickering comes in of, yeah, right, Steph, remember you're focusing on the breath, the word, and its goodness. That's the focus. You're welcome to stay with peace as I move on. Grace. Inhale and maybe exhale, and you repeat grace. Allow your jaw to soften as you finish the word. Allow the muscles to soften, and you kind of give yourself a little hug around that word grace. When we feel frustrated, angry, worried, we tend to tense. Sometimes we don't even realize it. And so, an easy way to soften that is by simply hearing or saying these words. And the feeling, the meaning, immediately have an effect on you. There's a response. It may be small, but that's all you need. Peace, grace. You may notice that your breath is elongated. You may find that your mind is wild right now, and that's okay. Continue to tune into the breath. Continue to tune into the words as many times as you need to. Finally, ease, ease, not easy, ease. To be at ease. Remember, this is not you troubleshooting. What do I need to do to get there? It's simply allowing the word and its meaning to work in and through you. Allowing the energy to stick on you and through you. Peace, grace, ease. at ease. As we bring practice to a close, you might choose to keep one of those words at the forefront of your mind and your heart. And that's how we continue to stay tuned into the practice. And we keep the door open to returning to it throughout the day. And we encourage you to do that, to come back to this as often as is needed, and even when it's not needed. You might find that you want to take some time after this to reflect, maybe journal. Go ahead and do that. Or maybe before you go to sleep at night, you revisit this. So, with the last few breaths, maybe bring the hands on top of your heart, right? Your heart center. A moment to just bring attention right here, right now, in the power of your hands and your heart and your head. And give yourself a note of thanks for perhaps trying something completely new, maybe opening the door to something that has intrigued you, or maybe you thought you needed to, or for whatever reason you're here. Give yourself that note of thanks and appreciation. I'll hang out for a couple more minutes after we are done in case you have any other questions. But I thank you for allowing me to have a piece of your day and to guide you. And thank you for sharing your energy with me. Namaste. Thanks, friends. If you have any questions, please hang out and let me know in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Thank you, everybody.